Yes. The boys are back.
Back.
Now tuned in to Knock 'em Out the Box. Episode 204.
204 en SAP.
Sup. My name is Vinny Paz. I'm here with my co-host, with the co-most of Mr. Majestic Left, Right, Left Kid, Mr. Brennan Long. What's up, Papa?
Yo, what up, man? I'm still recovering from the festivities this weekend.
Sorry, I bailed on you, pal.
Billy Bales.
Well, you had festivities, then a bad day. So you're doing
Today was a bad day.
Yeah,
You know what? It all came out in the wash at the end, but
it did.
yeah, I'll tell you right now. If maybe if they want to sponsor us, I'll clean it up a little bit. But T-Mobile, get your shit together. All right, get your shit together, T-Mobile, and I'll shoot you a good promo. They got
Billy
these. I
Batts
didn't
is
know
in the
about
building.
this. They got these fake
Hello.
stores, and I got had.
Yeah, they got Fugazi Verizon stores too.
Mm.
It's not Fugazi. We're using the word improperly. It's not Fugazi as much as you think, but they're not like official pistol Johns, like real Johns. They're like
No, and I got
ancillary.
suckered into one because my phone was literally on life support, and I just
They're
needed a
hood
phone.
versions of the real Johns, and you're dealing with schmohawks that way. They're ghetto versions of
Yeah.
the stores, basically.
Listen, if you walk into a phone store, right, and they go like this, "Yo, what's up, man?" Like that. If that's how
Yeah.
they greet you,
if
turn
they
around and
greet
walk
you
out.
like I greet, if they greet you like I greet you on the show, what's the word, Papa?
Yeah,
You're like,
I'm out.
I'm not getting a fucking iPhone 17 today. It's the last
Yo,
fucking thing I
homeboy was
do.
like, yo, all we got is the 15. And he's like, oh, wait, we got some 17s. And I was like, yo, I don't care, bro. I don't
Right,
care
give
about
me
the
a
color.
fucking-
Give me a
give me
fucking
a-
phone. I
give
gotta
me
get
a
the
pink-
fuck out of here, bro.
a pink.
I would have
tin
taken
can.
it. I don't even
No,
care.
facts.
Yeah, I would have just taken the shit. I would have been like, I bet. Fine, I got a pink phone for a couple of years.
All right, so
I'm recovering from the weekend Saturday night.
yeah,
It was had a lot of fun. Shout out to the guys that showed love to Knock 'em Out the Box. Got to see my homeboy DJ Absurd.
yeah, that's the guy right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and saw some other guys too. Thank you guys for the kind words. Everybody that came up to me and said hello. I also want to just real quick thank Chris Algieri and Dan Canobio for throwing a great party. They have a great podcast as well. It's called Inside Boxing Live. And a bunch of us went down there and met up. I caught up with some old friends, guys from around my neighborhood that I haven't seen in a long time. And got to chop it up. And of course, hung with Chris. And I had never met Dan before. So it was cool. Very down-to-earth guy. And we had a great time. We had a blast. There was a couple of, for those of you that were there and witnessed it, a couple of hiccups. But, we mended fences and,
Billy, we know what that means.
Mhm.
I played peacemaker.
Billy, as you know, the old adage goes, can't take this guy anywhere. I mean, let's
No.
be frank. Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad I didn't have to.
tell you
That
right now,
friend, that friend of his too.
He's got a couple of those friends.
Mm-hmm. He does. He's got some fucking
listen,
bad
I-
pieces of work, Billy.
I definitely had to keep us in the place by being very nice to the bartender and telling the bartender, like, look, man, no one else is gonna act out. I got it under control. Everybody, and for the most part, everybody did listen to me. So we were able to hang and maintain and watch a great night of fights. Which, there was almost a great night of fights inside the place.
Mhm.
But, it is what it is.
All right. So listen, we've been hinting at some potential news regarding the podcast, right? Over the last, what's it been, a month, maybe longer? I don't know. I
A
think
little
so.
foreplay action.
Wow.
throughout the
Wow.
Finger pistols and foreplay.
teasing a bit.
Wow.
Sure.
Indeed. So, yeah, guys, what we've been hearing a lot of, since the history of the show, 200 plus episodes now, is, the positive feedback and, you guys enjoying the show and also enjoying the ball busting and the tangents that we tend to go on that aren't necessarily boxing related. Is that fair to say, boys?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So some of you might know, some of you may not. I since 2015 have a podcast called Broad Street Breakdown. So this wasn't my first time dipping my toe in the podcast arena, being Knock 'em Out the Box. I've been doing that show forever. And it's two childhood friends. You know, we grew up together, and there was sort of an intentional the concept behind it was maybe sort of intentional to not necessarily speak about my career, you know, in terms of, you know, the minutia of the music, and really kind of just talk to old friends about whatever, you know, and people seem to love it. And then, you know, if there was ever criticism, it was that, yo, we think it's dope that you don't do that and that it went over here, but you don't talk about it at all. You essentially ignore it. And because of who I do the show with, a big part of my life, and some of that including other stuff outside of the music. It could be sneaker culture, 90s hip hop culture, you know, polo culture, the whole Fat Beats era. All of that stuff was through all the years of doing that show, that it was sort of an untapped aspect of the show, you know. Not intentionally in terms of, oh, I don't want to speak about it, but as much as like those guys, Pablo and the OG Gavin, like we were trying to keep it where we could all sort of, I don't know, help me out here, guys. What am I trying
Participate.
to say?
They
Yeah.
would yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Gavin has the least interest in all that stuff. You know, Pablo was certainly around and down for it, but we sort of, I'm not sure really what it was.
Pablo's a hip hop head. Pablo,
Yeah, you know, it was a little bit rooted in the fact that I never liked talking about myself that way. You know what I'm saying? Which is sort of the antithesis of the rapper. You know what I mean? It's so
Right.
egocentric, and it's so I'm you know I'm the best. I'm better than everyone. And it's sort of like I felt sort of man, if I could get away from that, this show might be dope, right? And what we learned from that is people did sort of gravitate towards it, but at a certain point, people were like, yo, we love the show. We're not going anywhere, but like you could talk about it, man, right? And I was like,
Right.
yeah, I can. But I you know, it was never sort of focused on that you know, part of my life. And the reason this show manifested itself with B and Billy is a huge part of my life was boxing. And neither one of those guys watch boxing. So I'm going like, yo, what how do you get to articulate all of these things that make you who you are? You know what I mean? Certainly,
Right.
I feel like, you know, I know, like, I feel like with Rogan, like, I know Joe to a degree personally. You know what I'm saying? We're not best friends, but I know Joe. I think he does a good job of sort of representing all the things that he's involved with. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
none of the three of us are super into MMA. I'm not sure what happens there if he does do an MMA episode. Is it a different episode? Is it, you know what I mean? I'm saying that that sometimes you go around the world to get across the street. So I apologize if this is taking a bit long. But
Well, I guess what I could speak on is the reason Knock 'em Out the Box was birthed was to be a piece of a puzzle, which was you. And that was to go on. Remember, during COVID, we didn't put this on the Patreon. It was going to be a piece.
yeah.
So you're going to be able to pick and choose what you wanted. And what happened
Right.
was we had so much fun doing the show. It started out as every other week just to get some content. I don't know if you guys knew this. I had done a couple of YouTube shows and had done some interviews and stuff. And I think, Vin, you watched one and you were like, yo, Brent, why don't you just do the shit with me for this?
Yeah, absolutely
And-
is how it happened. Because
Right.
and it was sort of like, yo, our texts are our podcast to each
Right.
other.
Right.
Up until
So,
then. And then, but yeah,
yeah.
you're right. You were doing that thing with a couple boxing friends, and I was like, oh,
Right.
you know, he's a natural, and which I should have assumed anyway because you were in communications. But
I wouldn't
yeah,
assume that.
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, don't assume that.
Cheap shot.
But I mean, if you worked in that, right, Bill? Like a lot of the guys behind the camera aren't going to be able to chat or talk in front of the camera.
No, it
but
is true. It's
this
like
this was
interviewing
this was going to be a
producers in
puzzle
rap.
piece. That's what this was. And then we said, and then look, you guys have rode with us. The day one Knock 'em Out the Box guys, even through breaks when Vinny was on tour, and I probably should have just recorded solo episodes, and I didn't. We took that long hiatus where people started asking us, "Where's the show? Where's the show? Where's the show?" Then we came back. We said we're going to put the show out, and we're going to do it weekly. And then we said we'll do it 2 times a week. And we feel like we've gotten to the point where we're good enough at podcasting that maybe we could give you guys, the listeners, a little more, and some of Vinny's fans a lot more, because we're only giving really the hip hop fans, what we're giving them is just like a sprinkling of what we could do, because we only talk about rap music a little bit. I'll reference it. We'll reference clothes. We'll reference this. We'll reference that. Maybe for 10 minutes every 3 or 4 episodes, 5 episodes.
Sure.
So again, the feedback that we got from you guys is you like when me and Vinny and Billy yap. And I knew Vinny, before I knew Billy, but after we started doing this, I became such close friends with both Vinny and Billy. So it was only right that maybe the 3 of us kind of take this vibe and expand on it to a larger degree. And that larger degree being something a little different while still touching on boxing.
Sure.
Won't be primarily boxing focused.
I think that's important to note. There's not a plan to stop talking about boxing. And I think the exciting part is this opens up. Our talks have been more about talking to guests, talking to boxers about hip hop, talking to hip hop heads about boxing, things like that we're going to kind of open up the can of tuna.
We can't give up boxing. We're boxing life. Billy's now a boxing lifer from doing this show for 5 years. So even though Vinny and I aren't in the ring boxing, we'll never stop watching and talking about it, because that is oftentimes our text messages, our private phone calls, our conversations. Oh shit, you see this? You see that? But then we also said, and I'll just give the most recent example, was the Nas and Primo joint. The first thing I did when I woke up and heard it was text my buddy Vinny. Right. Yo, did you hear this? And Vinny said, I'm not going to tell you what he said, because that's what we're going to go with this show. It's going to be, you guys are going to, I think what you guys are going to do is hear our texts out loud.
Yeah.
So,
and something we also discussed is like, yo, those guys, because they know me so well over on Broad Street Breakdown, they were never asking me anything regarding, like, I've never been on a podcast discussing a breakdown of an album, Violent by Design long form, the first album long form, how we were recording out of a crib, all, you know what I mean? There's so many stories that there's not. Well, I want everyone to know what we're gonna we possibly be discussing and what's out there to be discussed that I've never talked about. Certainly not long form. Even if people ask me in interviews, because hip hop journalism is dead, so you don't have people interviewing that are good. You know what I mean? I've done, I think maybe two or 3 in my entire career. Hip hop journalists were really good. You know what I mean? One kid was in Copenhagen. He looked like Milhouse from The Simpsons, and he came with a reel-to-reel from like the 70s and interviewed me. That kid was incredible. He was like the Copenhagen Nardwuar. Like that was his.
I was gonna say I haven't heard from Nardwuar.
Yeah, that was his aura. So like I've never talked about any of that stuff, touring, making records, the specificity of it. I never talked on Broad Street Breakdown where we might do episodes where me and B just talk about a record, the whole episode. We might just talk about Public Enemy, Nation of Millions. We might just talk. It's again, we're not giving you episodes. We're telling you what we've kicked around.
Right. And again, like a weekend like that just passed, that's not going to go without a lot of chatter for the boxing heads out there.
Of course. We don't want you guys. We're just building on to what we already built, guys. This is not this isn't a goodbye. It's like, yo, we're building off of the stuff you like. We're just gonna do more of it. If we broke balls for 10 minutes and you go, oh, I like that part of the show, that might be an episode one day. But then a Teo fight or a, you know, a fight as big as this weekend, that's not going away or anything.
Yeah, we
You know
might
what
be
I mean?
closing the front door. We're opening up the garage door. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, you know, you're gonna get more access.
We think that there's
I like that.
we think that
It's a
there's
bigger
a
door.
certain look, a lot of times, especially doing what I do in music and the type of music I do, you are forced to look at whether or not you have a ceiling or not. Yo, if I'm gonna make super hardcore rap music that sounds like it's from this era and XYZ, there will be a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it's
Mhm.
low, it just means there is one. You're not gonna have a number one record. You know what I mean? And basically what we all decided was we're already talking about a niche sport. It's not even like we're talking about a basketball. You know what I
Right.
mean? That we're talking about a niche sport in boxing, and we have that show, and we've done really well with it. We sort of said, well, like, what would happen if we spoke about other stuff? The 90s, movies, what all whatever. If you guys remember any of the
It's
stuff we talked
limitless.
about. Yeah, it is. It's literally limitless. I think we were talking about Bloodsport or Van Damme or something last week. I don't
And we
even know
got
if that was on
letters.
air or off air. Was that on air?
It was on air.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we-
there you
yeah.
go. That might be a whole episode, So we're basically announcing that what we do here is about to get bigger, and more all encompassing as far as we're concerned.
So-
I don't know if we talked about what we're not going to talk about or if there's anything we're not going to talk about. I don't think we did.
I think we said it's pretty much, you know, we're gonna yap about it.
Yeah.
Nothing's off limits.
Yeah.
And if you guys have anything that you're really, really, really interested in, write us at kotbboxing@gmail.com over the course of the next 2 weeks. We'll take it into consideration. I'm not going to promise that that's going to be a topic, but
And then
you know-
the mailbag when the new show starts is going to open up a whole other can of tuna.
I
like Billy
want
said.
you guys
There
to do
could
what
be-
you've been doing with this show, and that's ask questions. So
Right.
for our boxing listeners that will come with us, I hope you guys do. I hope you guys come with us. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's if you guys think I can yap about boxing, if you get me on music, movies, and otherwise, and I don't shut the fuck up either. So,
Yeah.
They don't call them short story long for
they
a
don't
reason.
call me short story
That-
long for a
that's
for
reason.
no
right.
reason.
And
That's right.
And again, man, boxing's not going away. So we're still going to talk about boxing. It's just gonna be boxing and other stuff.
Yeah. and like
Other
I
stuff
said,
in
man,
boxing.
there's so many topics I've just never spoken on. Certainly not at length,
Right.
and regarding regarding this rap shit and the origins and how it went from where it went to where it is now. It's just something that at that time when we started Broad Street Breakdown, I was sort of like I think I was trying to describe where my mental was at then, and it just came to me now. I think my mentality was like, "Yo, can I leave that alone for a few hours a week?"
Right.
That's where my head was at then.
Right.
I was touring, and when I wasn't touring, I wasn't just working on one record. I was usually working on like a solo record, JMT, AOTP, and then this tour, this continent, da da da. And I think it was like, what if I could go over here and kind of not talk about that for a while with my old friends? You know what I mean? Since I
Mhm.
was a child. And that morphed into us just never discussing it. You know what I mean? And the more we got comfortable with the format, then it was what it was. So it would have seemed like unnatural to sort of bring it in. You know what I mean? So I think knowing that I'm ready to talk about all of that now, and ready to discuss all the things that we touch on briefly here when we're busting each other's balls or a movie comes up or something like that. You know what I mean? And then turn
Mhm.
that long form. I think it's mad interesting, and honestly, I think it's going to be funny more than anything. We don't do that thing where we sell out. There's people that fancy themselves comedians, which means that's what you do for a living, and they're unfunny. And it's
Sure.
like I don't know that we're funny, but I think we're funnier than certain comedians. But we never sold ourselves as that. Same with Broad Street Breakdown, where people just laugh because we're just being us, and there's a certain brand of comedy or brand of humor that comes with geography.
Sure.
And it's a very, it's a very East Coast oriented, ball breaking, rooted humor. You know what I mean? And I think all of that's going to carry into the new show.
Great.
Yeah, and as far as timing goes, guys, it's going to be soon. We have a date in mind. We just don't want to put anything out there till we work out a couple kinks, but we're ironing out the details, and it's going to be very soon that we kind of basically just kind of switch from one to the other.
And when Billy says that, he means it. We don't mean like, no, 4 months. That's not what we mean. We would actually give you an exact date if everything was ironed out. We're just waiting on a couple little things. Like when I say little, you know what I mean? Like, oh, is the artwork perfected yet? Or is this, B, you had a suggestion to the theme song. You know what I mean? We're just like tinkering. It's not, we're ready, guys. It's just not, we don't want to give you a day and then that, that's just, it's unprofessional to be frank.
And we wanted to tell you guys. Because it is,
we wanted to come on here and absolutely.
We couldn't really figure out a way to do it, so right before the show we just said we're gonna pull the Band-Aid off, and it is bittersweet. I am. This
like B is sad, Billy.
I'm sad, bro.
I think he's gonna cry.
I understand at its core, but we're still doing it, so it's just gonna be.
I know, it's just
no, I'm saying what is.
I got all the tattoos and everything, the knock 'em out the box tattoos. I got to live with now.
You got your tramps, your KOT tramps.
Too late now.
I got the one like on the top of the hip.
You got those little stars. You got those little stars.
Yeah.
Oh, from the logo, you mean?
Yeah, the logo.
Yeah. Guys, what's up? We telling them the name? Are they ready?
Yeah.
The new show is called Pop the Trunk. So listen, guys, it's obviously, if you think about it.
So in that garage, there's a car. We pop the trunk, and you're gonna
hit the deck.
It's gonna be a lot more personal.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna talk. Look, we talked about it. We have so many ideas that for little bits that just made Brendan and I laugh. Like, yo, what if we give Billy this to do? These guys. What about the thing you want me to do, Billy? Do you want to tell them yet?
Don't tell them.
Don't tease them. It's up to you guys, because I'm the one that'll be tortured.
I think we need to explore all the things that Vinny says he doesn't like.
Right.
Hint, hint.
They want, they want to bring me to events that I'm gonna hate and film me.
Well, it's like making my kids eat like something that they think they don't want to eat, and then they're like, "Not so bad." And I'm like, see?
Yeah, but that's not going to happen to me. I'm gonna just want to kill you all.
So the idea is to have fun with it, though. That's kind of what we're doing.
Absolutely. And like I said, man, through many years, between the two of them combined, 15 years of podcasting, over 300 episodes combined between the two shows I've done, I've never really talked about sleeping outside for sneakers. I've never talked about waiting at the door at record shops for things to drop. I've never talked about, this is my favorite record. This is what changed me. This is the record that I heard that made me want to rap. Because there's difference there. There's the thing that you hear that makes you say, wow, this is for me. And then there's the record where you say, no, I think I can do this. There's two things right there. We could do an episode on that. You know what I'm saying? People have asked, like, yo, I don't understand the touring thing. You're gonna stop when everything is sold out. You're gonna stop. What? Look at this, Brandon's ready to tell me
we're gonna get into it. Don't give him too much.
Well, look, I'm teasing, baby. I'm teasing.
Well, you're showing look, guys, the whole thing. No puff.
Pop the Trunk. We hope you all join us on the voyage and look at it the way we are. And that is, it's just going to get bigger and better. We're taking everything we did here and learned from it. And guys, before we even did this, we would hit each other up and be like, oh, it's weird that we have such good chemistry outside of just talking about the boxing. You know what I'm saying? It was like impressive when we hit record the first time that B and I had such good chemistry being analytical about a sport. You know, that's hard to find. You can listen to people and it just sounds not good. And then off of that, Billy was producing. He would talk a little bit more. Not that he wants to, but
Yeah, he does.
and now he's fucking.
He must
He's
be
in the
all up
abyss
in
now.
the all up in the video.
All up in the interviews. Billy's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be.
just retreat
he's
further
Billy
and
Diddy.
further into my own.
He's
He will not
buff.
be
He's
abyss.
Buff City.
on Pop the Trunk. He will not be doing that. We will be dragging him, screaming, kicking and screaming.
I got a job to do behind the scenes, guys. I can't,
Listen,
What do you think about that, Brandon?
this thing's come on. It's set it and forget it at this point.
Speaking of which, we got a show to do, guys.
Let's go.
Join us, guys. Pop the Trunk.
Pop the
Coming
trunk
soon.
coming soon.
Stay tuned with us on the socials. We'll drop a little ad. We'll drop, all of that.
Yeah, pay attention because there'll be announcements.
Yeah, announcements coming soon, and like we've done here, there'll be new stickers and shirts and designs, and we're gonna
More stuff.
we're really gonna we're going to dedicate serious time to take what we've done here and learned here and make it iller.
Facts.
Is that fair, boys?
Sure.
Fair.
And thank you for being around for 200 plus episodes with us. And we can't wait to go on the next journey with y'all for another ton of them.
Forever.
All right, guys, let's do some news. The Ring 6 has recorded the highest boxing attendance at the current MSG. 21,324 fans turned out to attend Shakur Stevenson's victory over Teofimo Lopez. I'm assuming, Brendo, not caveat, but the asterisk of the current MSG, because it's not the original one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I don't even know what that means, the current MSG.
Neither do
don't
I.
understand.
When did they move? The 60s or 70s? When did that move?
When is it? How long has it been on 34th Street?
Yeah.
I don't know. My entire life,
Right.
and I'm 45.
Right.
So
I thought it was the 60s or 70s. Yeah, you can
'cause
check it out. I'll keep going, B.
yeah. keep going.
We have another weird situation here. I'm curious how you feel about it. I'm not sure if you heard. The WBC has now upgraded Christian Mbili from interim titleist to full WBC super middleweight champion. This comes after the WBC initially ordered Mbili Hamza Shiraz for the vacant title, but Shiraz withdrew from the order. I am shocked at
1968
okay.
in its current location.
Okay, so it's been there 58 years.
Yeah. Exactly. February 11th, 1968.
Wow, almost okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused there because in other news, I'm just this is later on my news, but I might as well connect them, right? Since they're related. Excuse me. Hamza Shiraz will face Alam Bejic for the vacant WBO super middleweight title in May in Manchester, England. WBO president Gustavo Olivieri announced today. Is it your best guess, knowing that Shiraz will fight anyone? Was it let me grab this title and Billy will have this title, then we'll meet and unify and that? Or
Well, yeah,
just,
I mean,
just
it was supposed to fight Diego Pacheco. Pacheco basically, it was going to go to purse bid. They canceled the purse bid. Pacheco says he needs time to get used to his new, who was his old trainer after breaking with Jose Benavidez Sr.
right.
That was supposed to be the fight. Now, I don't know what the hell's going on. So, I guess they want to let that
I don't either,
cook.
but it made okay, get it. You wanted to let it simmer because, in my opinion, when that falls apart, then you make the fight that's better than that, which is
no shit.
And Billy Shiraz is better than that.
I think the Mbili Pacheco was too young. They're both all young, so any version of the three of them, they're all top 5 guys,
some
aren't
sort
they?
of form of round robin.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense to me if they're both available and they both need an opponent.
Guys, to be clear, Bud beat Canelo for all those belts. Bud is retired. Canelo, it seems like will continue to campaign there, but all of those were vacated. So all of a sudden you had 4 real belts open, based
Yeah.
on one announcement of a retirement. So WBA, WBO, IBF, WBC. So guys, that needs to clean itself up. I'm not sure. Will Canelo grab another belt before he retires? Will he fight someone for the vacant belt in that
He's
comeback
gonna
fight?
see how it plays out.
Yeah.
No one wants Osley Iglesias.
No, he's too good.
Right.
Long. I still think we can hang our hats. And again, moving forward, we'll pop the trunk. We'll be discussing it. I think we're going to get an announcement of that Eubank thing that we called.
Yeah, I think so too. They were both in town for the ring gala.
Yeah. I think you might hear about that, guys, and we'll of course talk about it. This has been kicked around. I don't understand this being an official announcement because I feel like we've been discussing it forever. Sebastian Fundora will defend his WBC super welterweight title against Keith Thurman in the first PBC event of 2026 on March 28th at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, live on Amazon Prime pay-per-view. The bout was previously slated for October prior to Fundora suffering a hand injury. So, look, Keith Thurman is so far removed. Keith Thurman was, factually, guys, was never a pay-per-view draw. Now he's a division past when he was his best, which wasn't great, and has beaten no one there. And
I don't get it.
So the card better be stacked. And that's still for Brendan and I won't make it pay-per-view worthy, but they just better.
But stacked with who? Like who do they have to stack it with?
I mean, if they're gonna make that Zoo Spence thing, do you throw that on there and just name?
No, because they're gonna try to make that a standalone.
Its own thing, yeah, in Australia. Yeah. You're right. Barrios Garcia card is now confirmed. Bekdamir Melikuziev, better known as Bek Bully, versus Sina Agbeko. I'm assuming Agbeko is just sort of a name over there. I can't be related to Joseph Agbeko, can he? I mean, imagine if we're that old and it's his son. Frank Martin versus Nair Albright. I like that fight, and I think it's dangerous for Frank Martin. Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hirakawa. I always say his name wrong. Hirauka. I used to say Hirakoa. WBA super lightweight title. Andy Hirakawa could fight. I'm still saying it wrong. Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. IBF super lightweight title.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. And especially if Duarte is still taking that vitamin B, we think he
good clash of styles.
It is. It's a very good clash of styles. Andy Cruz signed a new multi-fight contract with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing a few days prior to his IBF title loss against Raymond Morataya. Hearn believes Cruz could now move down to super featherweight. I'm not sure what's up with all this, and that it seems to be based off one thing, and that's Ray Morataya being like, he was small and didn't hurt me. So now people are jumping like, so you're just gonna tell a 30-something-year-old guy to go back? I don't understand.
Well, I think Cruz was stating he could fight there. He said it in an interview prior. He said he wanted to go back down before the fight. So Cruz stated that, and then I think they're going off of what Cruz said. So I don't think maybe in training camp he didn't feel comfortable throughout sparring, but he already signed the fight. So I was listening to Eddie on the Joe and Jada podcast, which is hilarious that he did the podcast.
Them having him on and him going on it is maybe my favorite thing of the month.
Yeah, what sucks is that I guess Jadakiss was sick that episode, or just doesn't know enough about boxing, so he didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole episode didn't talk. In fact, Eddie Hearn comments on it. He goes, "And you, how come you're not saying anything? You're just kind of sitting there looking at him." But he had stated that even. Oh wait, no, maybe I'm listening to something else and I'm conflating the two. Either way, what he had said was, maybe not on that show, but that's a good listen, guys. Go listen to it. He had stated that there are so many options with Andy Cruz, one of which would be moving down, but he'd be fine with him staying at 35. losing to Ray Murataya wasn't a big deal when the guy is only 6-0. So he's still very much.
I mean,
sold.
O'Shaquie Foster, Navarrete, Kakache, Sugar Nunez. Some of these guys are fighting each other, you know.
Yeah, Navarrete and Sugar Nunez are fighting, aren't they?
Yep. Conceição, Charlie Suarez. Ray Ford is at 30, or is he at 35 now? Jazza Dickens, who came back out from the dead for like the 4th time in his career. That is more stacked than people discuss because there's no stars, but they're all really good. Like everyone I name is really good, but there's just no stars. You know what I mean? Which doesn't necessarily.
Ray Ford's a super featherweight. He's 100. He's 130 pounds too.
So, yeah, I mean, Andy Cruz, Raymond Ford's a fight. You know.
Sure.
Paramount is reportedly believed to be paying Zuffa Boxing, which is owned by Saylor, 60%, and TKO Group, 40%, $100 million a year to stage 12 fight cards. The Paramount Zuffa deal is for 5 years.
Woo.
I can already see your eyes rolling on this bit of news.
Big money.
F.A. Ajagba will face Charles Martin in the headliner of Zuffa Boxing 3 on February 15th at Meta Apex Live on Paramount+. Leo Atang will return on the February 21st Lee Wood Josh Warrington undercard. Let me just say something. I know this is news, not where we necessarily talk about guys, but this is the kid that should be getting the attention Moses Itauma is getting. Thank you. It's Leo Atang. He's everything.
Leo Atang.
He's everything they say Moses Itauma is. Maybe this is taken, this quote is taken from what you listened to with Joe and Jada B. This is Eddie Hearn. We're speaking with Turkey tonight about Bivol fighting in May. Possibly the same card as Beterbiev. And hopefully we can get that trilogy made towards the end of the year. So they want to do same card in May.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, September Riyadh season, the trilogy. I'm okay with that.
It's fine with me.
You go past that, I'm going to start going. You're really trying to squeeze Arthur out
they're both
here with
too
the
old.
aging. Yeah. Lastly, we spoke about this happening. Now we have a date and a network. Tyson Fury will return to face Arslanbek Makhmudov in the Ring's heavyweight showdown on April 11th, live on Netflix. So, B, who will promote that? Fury's with Warren? Will it be a Queensberry?
Yeah.
I mean, or is Netflix handing out these sort of a la carte deals?
Netflix is fully in the boxing game. So they're buying rights like anyone else does, and Queensberry will probably handle it.
So it will be Queensberry. Okay.
Sure.
All right, guys. A stacked weekend, as you know. B was in the building or just next to it with the great Chris Algieri, Canobio, Tommy Renaud. Saturday afternoon, guys, on the Zone from Newcastle Arena, Newcastle, UK. A guy we're fans of on this show. We understand that he's not a world beater. We just like his story. Josh Padley, 17-1 versus Jaoud Belmekti, 23-2-3. Journeyman over there, fought everyone, can fight. Vacant EBU, European super featherweight title. Josh Padley, who only has 5 knockouts in 18 fights, completely batters this Belmekti and packed him up in 2 rounds. I'm just happy for Padley.
Padley.
Solar
panels to now getting fights.
I'll never forget Brendan saying, not only is this kid coming into Saudi on a couple of days' notice, but he was like on a roof putting in a solar panel. And
he was working.
I'll do it. So it's just difficult to not root for guys like that.
You gotta love that guy.
Guys, I want you to understand, as far as knock him out the box and moving forward with Pop the Trunk, we're not saying like, guys, this guy's the next Sweepy Whitaker or something like that. Some guys we just like their story and they seem like good people, and it's cool that they got a couple paydays and now he's got a European title, man. You know, some really good fighters have had that title.
Yeah,
you know,
great.
It's just a good story. Bakhram Mortazaliev, 23-0, 17 KOs versus Josh Kelly, 17-1-1. IBF 4-pound title. I believe both of our predictions were this guy.
I said a knockout in the 5th.
Yeah, I said
I
7
said
or 8. He's getting the shit beat out of him. I do
Murtala
have a
Zayev.
lot.
Wow.
Good.
Josh Kelly. I don't know anybody that picked Josh Kelly to win. Josh Kelly was knocked out by Abanesian. Has been I think I read off how inactive he's been. Not that Murtala Zayev has been active, but a couple of boxing heads did kind of tap me. The great Dan Morley being one, that Kelly might have a chance here. He said he sparred him and said, look, he's a massive welterweight. He moved up, and he might be more comfortable at this weight, and he might not be as depleted. Well, I thought he was going to fade, and he didn't.
Okay, so that's a huge factor. That's something that I had here, be how he started. He came out the way he always does, moving, put a jab out there, some right hands.
He looked great.
Landed a nice left hook in the second. Now I'm going, yeah, cool. We know he's athletic. Me and B called this.
Everybody said that, though.
Yeah, but
Same
I'm not.
as me and you, right?
Right, but I'm not going, oh, my God, this guy. Like, I knew that he was capable of looking that way. I just go, when is this going to?
That's what. So I watched this on my way into the city with Tommy. We're going, all right, well, there goes round 2. There goes round 3.
Right, right.
And I'm going, yeah, but Murtala Zayev's not cutting the ring off. He's just following him around and getting picked off.
He was jabbing and feinting, digging downstairs a little bit. At a certain point, I saw, this is where we're going to disagree. I saw him kind of changing the complexity of fight. I'm going, the tide's about to change, meaning what we predicted. I go, it's about to change.
I'm not doubting you. Yeah.
Then Kelly walks him into a jab that knocks Murtala Zayev down. Off-balance shot. He was laughing, but it was absolutely a legit knockdown. No one questioned it. We're not questioning it here. No one there did. Absolute legit knockdown, guys. So don't, so look, a lead left hook from Murtala Zayev drops and hurt Kelly in the 9th, tightened things up. I didn't think there was certainly a vibe.
He wasn't throwing that hook enough, Murtala Zayev. It was, I'm curious to know if there was some sort of, not to make excuses, if there was some sort of injury. He seemed hesitant to throw it. Maybe that was just Kelly's movement was bothering him. It definitely seemed to bother him. He really, as Tommy said, he's a stalking gorilla. He's just not doing anything.
Yeah.
You can't just stalk.
Well, I'm going to
and
say
get
some
punched
stuff
in
that
the
you're
face.
going to disagree with, and Tommy would. When Josh Kelly stayed on that jab and putting something behind it, getting out of range, beautiful boxing. Other times he was on his bike throwing nothing. I can't give you that. So why the distinction might be subtle, but it's still there for me. This was a deceptive fight because Kelly's work and style is flashier, so the optics are tricky, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Blue-collar lunch pail stuff from Murtala Zayev, I think he did better than you did. I don't think he was failing at cutting off the ring. I think he was touching him at times. I was giving him rounds.
He didn't stop him, though. He didn't stop him.
I had this fight 113.
I had it very close, but I had Kelly winning, and I'll tell you when Murtala Zayev, like a dum-dum, walks in with his hands down. Kelly spins him, I think, in the left and lands like a 4 or 5 punch combination. Even if it didn't land on him, it showed the judges something. It showed me something. He's not ready to give up. And Murtala Zayev took a deep breath and didn't know what to do. I can say the good things Murtala Zayev was doing, but I can also say a lot of the bad things. And one of the bad things is following a guy like Josh Kelly. He just followed him. When you do that and don't score, you look terrible.
When he got terrible. Ping, walking in the shots and Padley picking him off the back foot, it looks sorry. Look,
and Murtala Zayev's face was all beat up.
I think he did some good work at times. It's not rewarded a lot. Again, like I said, flashier shots.
It was a very close fight.
Look, again, I had it 113. If you had it 114, 112 for Josh Kelly, I'm totally fine with that.
That's where I had it.
I am not yelling robbery on any level. I didn't even say it. I didn't plan on coming on here and saying it. But any very one-sided scorecard is not an educated observer, in my opinion.
I from what I saw in the chatter I saw was that Murtaza Zayev got robbed. That's what people are screaming.
I
And I
didn't
don't
see
think that was a robbery. He didn't do enough. He fought stupidly. I'm sorry. If you're gonna fight a cutie like Kelly, you can't just stalk. He looked confused most of the time. I think he thought what we all thought. This guy's gonna fade. This guy's not gonna be able to do this for 12 rounds, and I'll get him. And
I mean, if this guy keeps doing this for 12 rounds, we got to reassess how we talk about it.
I think at 54, if this guy came in,
if I'm told,
if this guy
someone,
got the right conditioning, the right training, and the right sparring at 54 and maybe beyond, because he's a big boy. His legs
he's
are
a
big.
big boy. I didn't see a guy who was looking flashy, moving, and then hitting that 6th round. Now I'm dead. That didn't happen.
He looked like he was fit.
This
and
guy was ping, ping, up until the end.
Didn't. There was not 1 ounce of anything where Kelly seemed intimidated in the lead up either.
No.
Like when they did stare downs or weigh-ins, and I don't put too much stock in that, but he just looked at him like, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I am going to say this, though, man. I am going to say this. Those people, and I know there's no one like this around now, but those people who can stalk you, like Hagler did,
right?
He can't do the moments he lost Josh Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
He can't fight like that against a guy, let's say a better BF type guy, because we were kind of like giving Murtaza Zayev that type of guy, not saying he's top 10 guy.
And so what did I say last episode? I said, are we overrating Murtaza Zayev
you absolutely
based off of a Tim Tszyu win? I said we might be. But given Kelly's history, right? We made a prediction based, and everyone else did, by the way. I mean, it was pretty clear. Most people thought Murtaza Zayev, with this level of momentum. But again, the momentum was stopped because Main Events is a promoter and they can't get him fights. They do a terrible job with him.
Yeah. Look, he hurt Kelly. He dropped and hurt Kelly in the 9th, which means he still carries power late.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get him back in there soon. I know.
But how? That's the problem. He's got a dog shit promoter. They can't get him in.
I don't have the answer to that.
Part-time promoters make for part-time fighters.
Judges had it 113, 113, 115, 111, 114, 113 for Josh Kelly. Guys, what that means is without that knockdown, I believe, is that a split draw or a majority decision?
I think it would be a split draw, yeah.
It would have been a split draw. So that's how close
Super
it
close
really
fight.
was, guys. Again, I had it 113, 113.
This is a fight where I'd really love to see a rematch, and I'll tell you why. I want to see if Murtaza Zayev can adjust.
Make adjustments.
Or if Kelly just goes, I'll just go pedal to the metal more. You know what I mean? Like now I felt his power. I'm not afraid of him.
I'd love to see it too. I don't think we do because they think there's so much for Josh Kelly. I think if the Virgil Ortiz stuff falls apart this week, which we're supposed to hear something this week.
No, we're gonna get Josh Kelly boots. That's what's gonna happen.
It's signed.
That's what we said. Josh Kelly's reward for beating that goon is gonna be boots.
To fight the best guy that isn't in the top 10 because we can't put him there.
That's going to be an interesting fight.
Very interesting. Very interesting. There's so many potential ways that fight could play out in the ring.
Sure.
Saturday on Tubi from Coliseo Jose Miguel Agrilo, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Xander Zayas versus Abass Baraou, WBO and WBA 154 title. Hey, look, I saw a lot of similarities in the last fight we covered to this one. The flashy stuff, fighting off the back foot, ping, 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 nice shots. And also said the same thing about Zayas that I did about Josh Kelly. He can't do this for 12, and he did. So,
I was really impressed with Xander Zayas. Maybe I'm still underrating him. We'll see. You know what? I'm gonna let him have his shine. I don't want to be too critical. Shout out to Abass Baraou too for going into Puerto Rico and doing really good things. Xander Zayas was also standing in the middle and banging it out with him too.
Abass Baraou is just as good as we told everyone he is, and I
Yeah.
hope that in a loss you guys saw it.
Just
B, you know-
Xander Zayas is just he's
good.
better than I thought.
B, you know who he reminds me of? All those mental patients from about 40 years ago that all fought each other and were just all top tier. McCallum, Milton
Yeah.
McCrory, Donald Curry, that group of guys.
Well,
he
look at
has
the
that
two fights
style
at 50.
almost.
Look at the two fights at 54. Now you could take the winners of each and put them together, and it's almost pick'ems.
I'll
You know
take
what
the
I'm saying?
loser. I'll take.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The winner and the
Mortala
loser.
versus Baraou next in Europe.
I'd like to see that.
Throw that on there. And I mean,
Throw it on there.
is there a nicer guy that you root for more than Abass Baraou? What a sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The one judge gave him the fight, and he's like, "Oh no, I didn't win that fight." Like, you don't say that in this sport. No
Right.
one does. And he did. You know, he's
And he
mad
did.
emotional. I hope that I hope you like to word it this way. You when we like someone, you hope he keeps getting booked. I hope
Yeah.
Abass Baraou is back soon, and you know, in a meaningful fight. If not, you know, I get it won't be for a title, but 54 is so deep that, guys, this is how deep 54 is. Hey, yo, if we get Boots and Virgil, it's not for a belt.
Right.
That's how deep the division is. That the best fight in the division isn't for a belt. Now, of course, that's political more than anything. But
Boots and Josh Kelly should make. They're gonna make this fight because Eddie promotes Josh Kelly, correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I mean, that's what we think. You know,
And that's what he said.
yeah. Yeah, he signed. I just don't know what that means. Does it mean win, lose, or draw? He's going to fight Boots. If Boots fights Virgil Ortiz, let's say it gets made today, right, while we're recording.
Well, I don't know if that's gonna happen with what's going. Did you? I mean, I sent you the thing about Oscar, right? He's totally.
Yes. No. I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if we're playing theoreticals here. Let's say it does get made.
Oh,
I think Josh
Does
Kelly's
Kel-
like, no, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to fight Boots. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Unless Boots gets knocked out in one or something like
Right.
that, then that's who I'm going to fight. It's still a young guy. It's still a unified guy at 47. He's a name here. He's still a star in America. That's how I viewed it when he's signing. You know.
mhm.
All right, Saturday, DAZN pay-per-view, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Jarrell Miller's toupee came off. The most exciting
Yo, this
thing
dude
in any
lost his
his-
wig.
I
Oh
said
my God.
I said Kingsley eBay. I saw those odds, Brendan. You remember I said this? They were wide. I said Kingsley eBay can beat him. I had it a draw.
Okay.
Jarrell Miller looked like shit.
How
like,
how heavy was he?
317.
It's too fat.
I told Billy, if you're feeling really frisky, throw a couple dollars on Kingsley
Bill,
eBay.
did you see the wig?
He saw the toupee, I think. He saw something on Twitter. And I said,
That
this
shit
boy's wig just flew off.
Did you see
Literally.
that, Bill?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's
Hey, he-
fucking insane.
See how he's
We
grumpy
were
about it?
watching.
'Cause
I
he-
have video of it like happening.
It gave me a slight smile while I was losing every
Losing
bet I
money.
made.
That's it's so crazy. Anyway, did he try to like not curse in the post fight interview, and then cursed anyway and said like excuse me and
I didn't feel any of that.
okay no I someone had said like he's trying to like clean up his act now
No.
at this stage in his career. It's just too late.
No, well, it's forget about. So we keep.
Did he
talking
call
about-
anybody out? Ridiculous at the end of it.
Oh, this week when they do all, because they do such a good job over at DAZN and Ring in terms of building up fight week with fighters and doing little
Yeah.
viral things. Like someone rattled off names to him, and he was being so. The person who told you he's trying to change his image, can we send that person this video? Alexander Usyk, fuck him, he a bitch, I'll fuck him up. Daniel Dubois, fuck him, he a bitch, I'll fuck him up. Tyson Fury, fuck him, he a bitch, I'll fuck him up. That's literally, he just kept like. So
I would,
whoever-
if I'm producing that, I'm like, I'm not airing this. You know what I mean? Like this is.
Well, if you're producing that, you're also dealing with a dude who's going to be a slob in the ring and give you nothing there. So
I'm
I
just
better
not gonna-
get
I'm just-
something out of it. Then
I'm
don't
gonna-
book him. man.
I'm just gonna say thank you, Jarrell. You know what I mean? Like we're just not using that.
I think they got to start listening to you, where it's like, take the drugs out of this.
Right.
This is bad.
He's bad.
You're not giving grace to someone who's going
Again,
in there.
What value does a Jarrell Miller, Kingsley Ibba bring to the, unless you want to count the sideshow circus act that is his toupee flying off?
Prior to him, look, at one point, I was like, yo, Jarrell Miller has everything. He can fight, big guy, fast hands, could cut a promo. This guy's potential to be a star. After that, he gets pinched. He comes back. He looks like shit. Then he gets beat. Then he wins, but looks like shit. What was the Ruiz fight, a draw? Dubois stopped him in the 12th. You have to go. You have to ask exactly what you just said. What does he bring to this table? This isn't a guy that you let back on to cards, because when you do let him on cards, this is Sports Center top 10 highlight reel stuff. You're letting him on the cards and he shits the bed. So now you got to ask, well, what is this?
Yeah.
He's 36. I had it a draw. Who the fuck that has a name are you like, yeah, okay, let's see that fight versus Big Baby Miller?
Right. No one. Why?
The only thing you can make to me is the other Big Baby, because he's a mental patient. This guy's a mental patient. Keep the name, loser leaves the sport. Amo Williams versus Wendy Toussaint. You want to talk a little bit about this, B? Because you have,
all right. So Wendy Toussaint lives over by my parents. He's originally from Haiti, but there's a huge Haitian population right where I grew up.
Before I let you land, is Wendy from New York, or does he have an accent?
From Haiti.
I know he's Haitian. No, I know.
Oh no, he's got an accent.
Okay.
Yeah. So after his fight, he came over and hung with us. So Chris Algieri and I are from the same town. We did not grow up together, and did not go to the same high school, and we're not from the same neighborhood, but we're from the same area. I graduated with his brother, but his brother went to a different high school, but graduated same year and knew a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
In fact, it was nice to see him on Saturday, because we were, reminiscing about old friends. Wendy Toussaint he fights out of Westbury Boxing, where Tommy Raynone fought out of, and continues to, train. Wendy is a star boxing guy, as most guys are from Long Island. Joe DeGuardia took this fight, from what I understand, the rest of us, we heard 2 days prior, a day prior. From what I understand, it was a 6-hour window from, can you make the weight on Friday? And the fight is yours. So he had 6 hours to respond to this, and he took it. So, was hoping for a Cinderella story come, but it was more like Rocky 1. Anyway, Vin, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about Amo Williams. It's tricky because of the show's connection to Wendy Toussaint. Whereas I don't want to say Amo Williams should have destroyed him or something.
No,
like
you
that,
can say that
and downplayed some of it. No, I'm not even saying.
I thought Wendy so we were getting excited, especially
like Wendy Toussaint can clearly fight. He's capable.
Oh, he
guy.
can fight.
He's a capable,
very
professional
capable
fighter. He's a good, solid fighter. If Amo Williams is what he and Eddie thinks he is, I believe he should have stopped Wendy Toussaint. It's more what I should say.
Right.
That's more of a critique of Amo Williams than Wendy Toussaint, in my opinion. That's how I viewed it. A guy with 12 hours coming in,
right?
And you were about to fight for the title.
Yeah.
So, what would have happened to you had you fight Adames?
Right. You got to make a statement here.
You have to.
So, let's talk about Adames, though. I mean, that's crazy. So what, did they ever say what the illness was?
No, I don't get just being like, I'm sick. I don't get that. That's like a new thing. We used to hear like, blah, blah, blah. Had
on the Xander Zayas fight, Rohan Polanco, that fight got canceled.
That's what I mean. It seems to be
Did they say what happened with him?
No.
So
is there some sort of, are they attempting a new play on this motherfucker missed weight? So we're saying it this way.
And
They
the previous
fell
week,
ill.
Alexis Roca couldn't make weight. You know,
I mean, didn't he miss by like 7 pounds or something? Or am I mixing? No, I'm mixing that up with
no, that's
Khalil
another
Ko.
fight.
Khalil Ko. It's Khalil
Yeah.
Ko, 7 pounds. Alexis Roca. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Pack all these guys up. B, they need to start treating these guys the way you want guys to be treated when they pop hot, when you miss weight. For what it's doing to the event and people that flew in. Imagine that, bro. Imagine flying in.
I can't imagine that. So, shout out to Wendy for taking the fight and keeping the card
Yeah,
alive.
man, you got to be a real gun to take something on 12 hours and go.
And
into
Wendy
the
looked good, man. The first 4 rounds, like I was watching with Chris, and you could tell Chris was really cheering for him because Chris kept grabbing me every time Wendy landed a shot.
Very capable guy. Give him another shot. Book him again. Let him.
That'd be great. I hope so. I hope he. He. By the way, guys, he fights at a great venue. If you guys are on Long Island, called the Paramount. It's right in where I grew up. It's like a
legendary
15 to 1900 seat place. You guys can see some great comedy there, and of course they do the Rockin' Fights Star Boxing series. Right now, their big fighter is another guy who I'm friends with. Junior Yunnan has been headlining at I believe his last 3 fights. I'd like to see him get a title shot there. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, Bruce Shushu Carrington, Carlos Castro, vacant WBC World Featherweight. Shout out Shushu for bringing MOP out to be a young kid when he had an option to bring out some young drill artists. To come out with MOP is great. I have to drop those guys a line and say it was good to see you out there, but I didn't have the time. Hey B, I always reference you're tired of it now. You'll probably want me to retire the
saying.
The comparison when we move on to Pop the Trunk, but that is, a bing, 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 brutal, destructive knockout sort of wipes out what was happening.
Okay, so
can I say
again,
the one that you want me to retire? Mike Tyson, Francois Botha.
Okay.
Botha's just getting in Mike's ass, and then Mike lands top 5 right hands ever thrown. It was about a 6-inch punch. And no one discusses that Francois Botha was giving Mike Tyson that work because of how it ended. Carlos Castro was a fucking nightmare for Shushu.
Carlos Castro now, I think he beat Steph Fulton.
I know you did.
This is the same Carlos Castro.
And
so I'm watching.
First off, he knocked him down, Steph. Most people thought he won. It was very similar to the fight that we thought Erickson Lubin lost against the guy who's a gun at 54 now. Is it Valenzuela? Remember the fight I'm talking about? You were vexed. You were hyped that Erickson Lubin.
Yeah, it was
Jose Valenzuela?
No, that's Raya.
Right.
Yeah. No. It's shit. Hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta look this up.
Look, I think Carlos Castro was getting some
Jesus Ramos. Jesus Ramos. So you think
Jesus Ramos.
All right. So Shushu wasn't jabbing, right? Again,
you're 12-foot tall, long, rangy featherweight, and you're not cracking him with a jab.
Right.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Looking for power too much, gambling, walking in without jabbing, and he's getting caught as he was walking in. So I'm going to name drop this whole episode because of where we were. I was with Ronica Jeffrey, who's trained with Shu since he was a baby at Gleason's. If you guys know Ronica, she was I think 17-1 pro. But anyway, she came out. She was there with us. She's a doll. She's an amazing person and a sweetheart. And we were like, when you scream at the TV to get someone to do something?
Of course.
So we were screaming at the TV for him to do whatever it is he had to do. But a lot of the people that were there didn't know who Carlos Castro was. So I was doing my best to say, like, yo, this is a hard fight. He's world class. I expect this to be a very tough task for Shu. I did not think Shu was going to knock him out or knock him out the way he did. And yes, Vin, you're right. You could say that it erases all of the negatives from the fight. I did see people in the comments when they were like, the next biggest thing, Bruce Carrington. And then, of course, underneath in the comments, people like, He's a 29-year-old prospect. He was losing before, that. With that said, he still won. He pulled it out, right?
Yes, but Carlos Castro hurt him bad with a right
Mhm.
hand. On the top of that, he was hurt so badly that he was saying to the ref, like, "Yo, that punch hurt me." Like basically said,
Yeah.
like, "What do I do?"
Right.
Because I guess when you get stung the first time as a pro, he was hurt bad, man. Castro can fight.
Oh, yeah.
He got some good work done. Again, this is sort of like what I was talking about. Hey guys, that's a highlight reel knockout. Bing,
Right.
bing, bing. The 3-piece. It looks like the Arturo Gatti Joey Gamache combo. Bing,
Right.
bing. When someone's out before they hit and then they're double concussed when their head hits. It was a beautiful combination. He set it up with a left to the body and then came up top. Bop, 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 3, is really a 4-punch combination, but the body shot set up upstairs.
Right.
And it wipes everything away. But guys, there's real guys at 26.
Yeah, man.
One of them's fighting this weekend, and Nick Ball, Figueroa. The bunch of guys, our guy that we named the cheat code is there.
Right. Well,
Espinosa.
Rafael Espinosa, no one's beating him.
We call him the cheat code for a reason.
Nobody's beating him.
Now, what you said, this guy's a 29-year-old prospect. Now he's a 29-year-old champion, and you can't go backwards.
Can't hide.
Now you can't hide, guys.
So he's gonna have a bullseye on his back. I'm proud of him. I think everybody is. He's beloved. Because he's a sweet kid, sweet guy.
Championed Shushu on the show,
right?
I mean, it was
so,
still.
I love the Yankee outfit he had. It's dope.
The Yankee shit, dope. MOP, dope. All of that, dope. There's guys, like I said, Figueroa, Luis Alberto Lopez. We don't know if he's not allowed to fight in the States anymore, if he's just going to stay in Mexico because he had that brain bleed or something. Mm-hmm. Nick Ball, Angelo Leo, the cheat code. Can he beat the other? Angelo Leo, Espinosa, and Nick Ball. Look, guys, we talk about it ad nauseum. These smaller weights, you got to fight the real guys if you want the bag.
Especially now.
Right.
I mean, look at that. That division's stacked.
So it's Espinosa, Leo, Nick Ball, and now Shu. That's the 4 belts, guys. They got to fight each other.
Correct.
Espinosa beats all of them, in my opinion. I think Nick Ball, Angelo Leo, I think they beat the dog shit out of each other in a fight of the year type fight. Don't know if it'll get made or is even in talks to get made, because, again, Nick Ball's fighting this weekend, guys, against a real guy.
Right.
We'll talk about that in Thursday's episode.
So that's
Keyshawn
the WBC
Davis,
vacant.
Right. Who vacated that?
Sorry.
I don't remember. I don't remember who was the champ there when we were talking about the 4 of them. I just named a bunch of people. Was it Steph's before he left?
He lost it.
Well, he moved up and lost to Oshaki. So did he?
That didn't Oshaki. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, is that what he dumped?
I think that might have been
he dumped
left
that belt
to go up there. So Keyshawn Davis, Jermaine Ortiz. B, I had said to you, is this kid's egg cracked? Keyshawn Davis. Is it safe to say?
A leaky roof.
It is.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that now or no?
Yeah, it is.
That the behavior of the fight that he missed weight wasn't isolated. I don't mean that he's misbehaving, by the way, when I say that. I mean there's something wrong with him, I think, in the head. I think he's touched.
He's got a leaky roof. Yeah. He's got a leaky roof.
Look, another one. He packed this guy up late. No one's ever stopped Jermaine Ortiz.
He kicked his ass.
Subtle, I disagree. Subtle stuff was going on there, in my opinion, like Murtala Zayev and Zayas Abass Baraou.
Jermaine Ortiz at the end, his face was beat up. Then he beat his body up, and
I was giving him rounds. If it went to the scorecards, it would have been 7-5-ish to me, 8-4.
I don't know, man. I think we're seeing things different lately. Maybe it's good we're still.
Yeah, that's cool. His stance is too wide. He doesn't tighten up his shots. He's winning sheerly off of, and I know he's a young kid, but you know what we joke around?
I don't
like,
disagree with the stance and stuff.
when you
I
try
know a
to,
lot of people that don't think too highly of him.
when people try to fight their dad, and you're like, don't try to fight your dad, bro. Your dad's got dad strength.
Yeah.
Keyshawn's one of those young people with dad strength, and that's how I think he wins. It's a form of bullying, but it's not because
No, he's a bully and he's mean.
it's the he's not setting things up. His punches are fat. Someone's gonna come up someone with short, crisp combinations up the middle, bing, 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 to throw with him. Jermaine Ortiz was on his bike too much.
That's what happens. He does that a lot in big fights.
I think if we say he's had 3 really big fights, I think we can say he was on his bike in all 3 of them, regardless if you think he won or, like some people think he beat Teo. He faded in the second half against Lomachenko, in my opinion. I
Yes.
didn't think it was like super close or anything, but he won a few rounds. I thought he beat Teo. I thought, at worst he should have got a draw. Whatever. He's still on his bike too much when it matters. I gave him some rounds. I gave him 4 or 5 rounds. He touched Keyshawn Davis up. He's just strong as shit for 35 and for 40. And he's already saying he wants to go to 47. There's something off with him as far as post-fight interviews. I guess it's a good win because shockingly, guys, we told you last week that Jermaine Ortiz still isn't 30 years old.
Right.
He was in amazing shape, Jermaine Ortiz. So this wasn't an out of shape guy. That's the best I ever saw him look physically, meaning the guy was shredded. When he could have done some things, he got on his bike, so he would have lost it had he not gotten stopped with those beautiful body shots. Whatever you want to call it, not critique, my assessment of Keyshawn Davis is he's winning off brute strength alone. And when someone with a crazy
he's eventually going to move up where he can't get away with that.
Well, he's already saying 47 now with one fight at 40. So, it's another thing you and I don't like in the sport right now.
No, you don't like making weight.
That's
what that is.
B, talk to me. How did you view it? You thought it was more clear than me. That's fine. We're not.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty clear. Yeah. Did I give Ortiz some rounds? Yeah, but he was taking punishment. That's what I mean. What I meant was exactly what you said. Davis's strength, like he just kicks your ass. That's what he does.
No, it was getting no. All right, let me fix that. It was getting ugly in the late.
He just kicks your ass. That's 10, what he 11, does.
12. He absolutely took over. But
yeah,
there was
he just
a while
does,
there where I was like,
sure.
Oh, Ortiz,
well, he was.
good.
Don't forget, he's been out, new weight, missed the whole last fight, right? So he hasn't fought in a year.
You're right.
And basically, he's a brawler, and I think how he was sort of billed in the beginning. And this is where you kind of can get into tribalism, right? Mm-hmm. So if he was like a white guy or a Mexican guy, we would look at him different. But they sort of packaged him as this boxer puncher. You know what I mean? And really, he's a brawler.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all. I don't think I have once.
Me neither.
Package him however you want to package him.
Right. The guys with the dreads usually don't get in there and they're pretty. You know what I mean? And he's not. He's he wants to take your head off. He's mean. He's not a nice guy. He's not nice in the post fight. You know what it is too? We're not used to seeing that with the top ranked guys. You know what I'm saying? And
there's a style that seems to come with being under that banner.
Yeah.
And we're not used to seeing it via this.
Right.
Guys, it's brute force is what me and Brendan are saying so far. Hey, people have won with brute force.
Absolutely.
I'm saying, like, when someone's mowing people down.
I think what you're trying to say is there's a ceiling for that. And if he doesn't stay the bully at these smaller weights, not that 40 is like the smallest weight, but if he's planning on going to 47, how old is he? 23, 24?
I think he might be older. Let me look right now as you're talking.
Okay. So if you keep moving up and moving up.
He's about to be 27 in a couple weeks. He's another one that we think are 19, and all of a sudden you go, whoa.
So then there's really no excuse for acting like this. But if he keeps trying to chomp at the higher weights, I don't think he's not what we discussed last week. Like, hey, some of these guys have seen success in moving up because they're going to be the more athletic, agile guy, and they're going to just run around and peck at the bigger guy. No, he wants to stand toe to toe with you and fucking fight.
Well,
So-
let's give him a little credit here. He was in with a guy who can move and has an iron chin, and he still mowed him down. At 140, right? If we're saying Jermaine Ortiz, very capable fighter, but at the lower end of world class. If we go to the higher end of that, can he mow down those guys? Can he mow down people if he doesn't go up? Say he stays at 140. Let's just say that 47 thing he's a little bit cuckoo. He's a leaky roof, like you said, right? He stays at 40. We know who's at 40. Can he mow people down this way? Is he too much? Right now, that guy that just beat the shit out of a guy who moves well, has good feet, iron chin.
Okay, so let's just go through.
Right. Hitchens, Subriel Matias, Puello, Barbosa, Liam Paro, Gary Antoine Russell, who's almost exactly the same fighter.
But
let those two fight. Those two, that's a fight of the year right there.
Yeah. So right now, I'd say.
Does he walk through
Dalton Smith and Keish?
Yeah, Brendan, does he walk through like a hot knife through butter Sander Martin, or does Sander Martin make him look goofy?
How old's Sander Martin right now? Historically picking those European guys, like they have the Spanish guys always have 8 million fights. And then you sort of
he has 47 pro fights.
Right.
He's only 32.
That's what
which guys, to me, if you listen to our show, that's still your prime to me. The tail end.
Right.
You're entering
I think he'd beat the crap out of Sander.
So he
Martin.
just blitzes him. He doesn't have enough to keep him off him.
Yeah. I think he'd beat like Rodolfo
Delgado.
Delgado.
And probably fun while it lasts, but then blitzes him.
I think he kicks his ass.
What about a guy like Hitchens? What about a guy, Hitchens who's fighting soon?
I think that would actually be a good. He'd make Hitchens actually engage, but Hitchens ain't no punk.
Does Keyshawn Davis destroy Teofimo Lopez, the one who we're about to get into? We can't just ignore him.
No, and I think that Keyshawn's style would be fitting for Teo, unlike Shakur.
I agree.
Teo
might give him fucking fits? Alberto Puello.
Puello, yeah, but I think, I was gonna say, what would he do against the Subriel Matias? But I think we've seen you can stand with Matias and bang with him
and
now.
Chin him.
Yeah.
But
I think that
while it lasts. That's a 4-round bloodbath.
Yeah.
That Keyshawn ends up clipping him. But up until then, 4, 5, 6, I'll take that. What do you do next, B, before we hit the main event? We're naming all these guys.
For Keyshawn.
Andy Hiroko is fighting Hitchens. Did we say that in the news?
Yeah.
So those Gary Antoine Russell, Keyshawn is like, I'm chomping at the bit.
Gary Russell has a fight too, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Okay.
I say, Brendan, Jermaine Ortiz is, when I use the word a name, kind of a name.
Kind of.
I think you need a name for Keyshawn next, like that we talked about. Paro. How about Dalton Smith?
That's what I said.
I know you did. I'm saying it like rhertorically, like to the
I like
that.
That's the one I like. If they make that fight, cheers.
If I had again boxing God's power, I'd go Keyshawn, Gary Antoine Russell, but it's less likely.
Dalton Smith is more likely.
More likely.
If they could do it,
And by the way, if it was Subriel Matias Keyshawn, I'd be like, that's gonna be fun until someone gets slapped, but I won't hate it.
Sure.
I don't think I'd hate anyone we named in the top 10. B, would you?
No.
In the current top 10, is there anyone that Keyshawn could fight in the top 10 that you go, what a piece of shit fight?
in the current top 10. No, I don't think so.
Teo, Hitchens, Matias, Puello, Barbosa, Liam Paro, Gary Antoine Russell, Sandor Martin,
I
Dalton
think he
Smith.
beat the shit out of Barboza.
So do
Yeah,
I. So do
yeah.
I.
Barboza and Martin, he beats the crap out of. Azim's too young. I don't think that would be good for Azim.
No, if they want to build it and fight in 2 years or something, and they're both still undefeated in 2 years for
Sure.
real stakes, then go ahead. But
right now,
no.
I'd pick Keyshawn based
Adam
on
Azim
experience
needs
and
a lot of seasoning.
yeah.
Even if you go, well, this guy, they've had the same amount of fights. It's different, guys. It's different.
Mhm.
It's different. It's like Andy Cruz had 6, and he lost, but he did really well against Morataya. Like that's a pro guy. That guy's not gonna go in reverse. Main event, all the marbles, guys. The Ring Magazine belts. You can throw away the sanctioning bodies. The WBO was on the line. 3 other people have belts at 140. This is the real guy. Teo beat the guy that beat the guy that beat the guy. Josh Taylor unified all 4 belts. Teo beat him clean. He's the man. I gave Shakur Stevenson all 12 rounds. There was a round that everyone gave Teo, and I wanted to text you, B, but I knew you were having fun, and go, B, they're doing it again. He's landing 1 punch per round, and in that round, he landed 2.5 punches, so we're going to give him the fucking
So we're going to
pity
give him the
round.
benefit. Yeah.
No, guys. No,
Don't
guys.
work like that.
Who won the... He didn't win 30 seconds of a round. The Brendan and I shared the Pazzini hat. We couldn't have called it more accurately. We even used the names of, this is going to be a Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, prime guy-esque performance.
This was a masterclass.
It's a masterclass where you make a real pound for pound lineal champion look like a boob who doesn't know what he's doing. Pack up this father. I mean, again, we like to say a lot. We could do a whole episode. That's a whole other thing with Pop the Trunk. We might do a whole fucking episode on how much of a goof we think fucking Teo Sr. is. And
boxing dads in general.
Yeah, we might do a boxing dads episode, guys.
I sent a tweet out today about, I want to read it.
Talking about leaky roofs. Did you see that interview he did? I hate myself. God hates me. Or something like
the father or
the son. God did God keeps doing this to me.
So I said, this is the tweet, and it's in response to, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. Like everyone say, my son is mentally easy to mess with. This is what the father / trainer says about his son and fighter. So I said, you know when your garbage can gets so old it becomes garbage itself? That's this. Teo Sr. is an old, ruined, leaky garbage can. Throw him out with the trash. And I stand by that. Get rid of this guy. I think that Senior is a poison. I think he's a bad person.
I think he's a bad human being. I think
he's bad for boxing.
Yeah.
I think he's bad for his son. I think he's bad for life. I think he's bad for humanity. Get rid of this guy. He's bad for society. Get rid of this guy.
I agree with all of this. He's a bad
What
person.
did he do to this kid? Man, that this guy can't say, look, you got to go. I can't have you around anymore.
Guys, you're watching Stockholm Syndrome in real time, guys.
Right. With that said, Shakur did everything right. Fought him perfectly. Fought him beautifully. Barely had a mark on him. Stood there with him when he needed to stand there with him. Move when he needed to move. Jab when he needed to jab. Hooked and crossed when he needed to do that. Teo had no answers. No idea what to do. I never seen him beat up like that in the face. Maybe against Kambosos, but apparently he was super sick.
Hey,
this is the kind of this is the kind of one-sided confidence killer, not a physical killer. I'm not, you know what I mean? Not like a huge knockout where maybe this guy can't come back. You know what I mean? This is a look in the mirror moment for a guy who already doesn't appear to have the most confidence to begin with. If you got beat like that, and you're the man, like you said, who beat the man, what do you do with yourself in terms of your craft? You know?
I'm not stammering because you stumped me. You're so right that I'm thinking of how to build off that, but you were so succinct. I mean,
How do you come back against the guy who's your age?
Look,
you're never going to avoid him.
I think that you're going to say I'm crazy here, okay? I'm just going to say it. That was such an embarrassing beating that Shakur, who's not a puncher, packing him up in the 5th round, this is worse, in my opinion. He was so outclassed that at least through the delusion of the Lopez's, you go, guy's not a puncher, and he clipped me in the 5th, and I got caught. I beat him 9 out of 10 times. But he went bing, 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 and got me in the 5th. He doesn't knock anyone out. It was the perfect shot. I leaned in. I fucked up. I made him, no. For 36 minutes, you got your shit flown.
Right.
For every minute, every second of the 36 minutes, you were outclassed. And let me contradict myself. Fuck that he was given bad instructions. No version of Teofimo Lopez beats Shakur. The guy that beat a one-armed Loma doesn't beat Shakur Stevenson. The guy that beat Josh Kelly to become lineal doesn't beat Shakur Stevenson. There's no performance that Teofimo Lopez has in his professional or amateur career that he replicates, brings in that night, and beats Shakur Stevenson. And nobody from 130 pounds to 147 pounds can beat Shakur Stevenson.
No one beats Shakur. Can't touch him. He's too good. He's too smart. Guys, we've said this in the past about other fighters. You're watching. This is when you watch Hall of Famers fight, just make note of it. Now, guys, to the Shakur haters, did he run? Did he get on his bike? They always say, "Oh, he ran." Remember these?
Whatever fight it was where the story was, I saw people falling asleep, and if they weren't falling asleep, they were leaving. The fight in Newark, which is
the De Los Santos fight, Edwin De Los Santos.
Okay, guys, this is what gems of a fighter does when they get these kind of fights. He was not. He was on the front foot a lot. I'd say 50% of the time he was on the front foot. If Teo tried to come forward off the back foot, bing, 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 it wasn't Bull Matador. And even if it was, he was clipping him coming in, picking him off, stopping him dead in his tracks with that beautiful jab. It's the best jab in the sport.
Sure.
Look, guys, you see how excited we both sound? You might be saying, well, why are you excited if you picked it? Because go back and listen. This is what we picked to happen. I don't even know if we knew it would be this beautiful.
I didn't think it was going to be this beautiful. I thought Teo might have some moments, but then again, I said he struggles against southpaws. He's going to have to fight up the front foot.
I said 8-4, 9-3 in a masterclass. 9-3, you could say a masterclass, maybe not 8-4. A 12-0 where the guys.
I'm with you, bro. 12, zip, zilch, nada. I watched the fight twice.
I ain't trying to fucking hear. Well, he did a little better work in this round. I get to pack you up. He didn't win a fucking minute of
One guy looked like he wasn't even in a fight. He couldn't touch him.
I'd be a real prick about it and fight someone in 6 weeks.
Just stay busy.
Yeah, the only thing here, guys, is look, the great Paul Malignaggi, who Brendan is friends with in real life, had some hand problems in his career. Shakur has some hand problems. After the last fight, he said he was fine. For whatever reason, the proximity to him, to Brendan and I, for some weird reason, we don't really know anyone mega close to Shakur.
No.
I'd like to know if his hands are completely fine.
Yeah, he lives in Virginia and trains with Bomac, so.
Yeah. But I mean, if his hands are, when I say fine, I mean literally 100%. Then I don't see the reason to keep him on that 6-month thing, that they do. I get it when he goes, my hands sting a little bit. Then you want him to heal them, and He only fights twice a year when that happens. If he goes, yo, what's his grandfather's name is Moses, I believe, his trainer. I think he's, grandpa, my hands are 100%. Then I go like, okay, let's talk about the spring.
Right.
And get on prediction, put your promoter hat / prediction hat. Does he go back down to 35? There's huge fights. There's 4. Okay. Why?
I think he
looks so good here and doesn't want.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'd be surprised if he did. And again, most of the time, once these guys move up, you know what I mean? They're not really moving back.
I do. But who gets him to come back down? Tank?
30, probably. And that he's arrested, right?
Yep.
He's
I mean, so like, all right, who's there? Ray Morataya. Eddie Cruz just lost to Morataya. Zepeda, who he already beat. Schofield, who's a kid. Dennis Berenchek might be retired.
Listen,
Sam Noakes, Abdullah Mason.
He had to fight Josh Padley because of Schofield, so that ain't going to happen. They're not going to reward Schofield.
No, and they said he poisoned him, right? Or did he imply someone else poisoned him?
So, yes, on his behalf.
Do you like Teo?
I don't mean like him. Will he win?
All the fights we talked about potentially for who are we just talking about? 140. We went through everyone. We said, Keyshawn. They won't fight each other because they're really close friends. Do any of those fights interest you?
At 40?
40 for Shakur. That's where he's staying. So there's no need for a rematch. He just destroyed Lopez, and he's the lineal guy. Now he's the real guy. Hitchens winner, that fight that Hitchens is going to fight, him. Matias, we know, is he done? Alberto Puello, Barbosa, get him up, pack him up. I don't want to see him. Liam Paro, Gary Antoine Russell, Sandor Martin, Dalton Smith. I like Dalton Smith, a crack at Shakur.
I wonder
he's not getting beat by anybody. He's not getting beat at anybody. But do you try to unify when you're the ring guy?
Dude, I mean, get another belt, unify with Dalton Smith. I could see that one too. So we got Dalton Smith. You and I like him against Keyshawn or Shakur. 2 different styles for Smith.
Yeah.
So Smith really has options.
He earned it, man. He earned it.
Sure.
I don't want to hear people now talking about Matias is chinny and he stinks and he can only fight one way. Don't act like he wasn't the boogeyman for a few years there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He
was our boogeyman.
He packed him up. So get him some scraps.
Right.
But I mean,
Shakur Smith, and again, he just beat the man. So it's like, who else? Someone's got to challenge him and bring something to him.
Are there more names? Is there more big money at 40 or 35? The biggest fight at those weights is a Tank that people still care about. Is that coming close to ending?
I think so, Vin, because Tank is they can't. He's gonna go to jail. He's got criminal charges.
Let's play. He's a piece of garbage that beats everything. He doesn't go to jail. He pays a bunch of money.
Then
they tell him you gotta fight again.
Then they go on a tour of calling Tank out. Shakur, after this high profile thing,
he said, "Stop bringing him up to me. I don't like him. I don't care about that fight. I don't want it. Don't bring him up to me anymore."
That's what Shakur said.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, $15 million changes that. Right?
Sure.
I'm just saying, the game he's playing now is I don't care. Is that part of a mind game? It could be, or he could really feel that way. Fuck it, until someone goes,
right.
Here's a bag. You're gonna get $3 million to fight blank. You're gonna get 12 to fight him in Riyadh season. Okay.
Right.
Let's do it.
I agree. If they throw big money at him and this guy don't go to jail.
I mean, the only person I'd like to see get 12 owed more than Teofimo Lopez is Tank Davis.
Yeah. All right.
And guys, hate to tell you, it'll pretty much look exactly the same.
Tank doesn't stand a chance.
He might stop him.
Or at least get him to take a knee and get the hair grease out of his eyes.
A version of quitting. Like, sure. My cornrow's too tight. My head hurt. And he quits and says, that's why. But it's like a form of Oliver McCall or something. It's a form of it.
I think that does it. Right? Got nothing else.
Let all those maniacs at 154. There's tons of fights to be made there. Don't punish people for losing tough fights.
Right.
Let Abass Baraou fight there. Let him fight Mortala Zayev. If guys step up to fight good guys and those good guys lose to good guys, let those guys fight and get that where, you know? Don't punish these guys. We can't sit here and say no one's fighting each other. No one's fighting each other. Then they do, and the loser gets packed up, and you don't hear from them for 18 months, and they fight on a Friday night fight in front of 12 people.
Facts.
B, where can they find you?
At the Killer B24 on Twitter, at Brendan Long KOTB on IG. For the time being, find us KOTB Boxing on IG, KOTB Podcast on YouTube, and write us at kotbboxing@gmail.com and tell us what you want to hear on our upcoming venture, Pop the Trunk.
Because there's so much to talk about on said show, the mail can completely open up more now. You know what I'm saying? To anything. It'll probably end up being a longer segment, you know, and shit could morph into an hour, if so. I'm at Boxcutter Pazzi on IG, at Vinny_Paz on Twitter, JMT Store for all your merch and music needs. Billy, say goodnight.
Good night, Billy.